Captain Picard felt mocked. Boldly go.
Cruel Intentions wasn't just a teen movie. It was a dangerous experiment in beauty, power, and desire. Behind every perfect smile hid a secret. Behind every kiss, a lie. The film blurred the line between love and manipulation, art and obsession. What if I told you one deleted scene was too disturbing to release? That the stars' real relationships were darker than their roles? These aren't just weird facts. They're hidden truths buried inside one of Hollywood's most seductive films. Welcome to the dark side of Cruel Intentions, 1999. Cruel Intentions didn't start in the 90s. It started in the 1700s. The movie is actually a modern retelling of Les Liaisons Dangereuses, a scandalous French novel so shocking it was banned when it first appeared in 1782. The book told stories of seduction, manipulation, and moral decay among the elite, centuries before social media exposed the same sins. When director Roger Kumble adapted it for the late 90s, he didn't just update the costumes. He replaced powdered wigs with prep school uniforms and turned 18th century nobility into Manhattan's privileged teenagers. The result? A 200-year-old story of lust and power, reborn as a glossy Hollywood game of cruelty. When Reese Witherspoon first read the script for Cruel Intentions, she hated it. It was too cruel, too manipulative, too far from the characters she usually played. The only reason she reconsidered was Ryan Philippe, her real-life boyfriend at the time, and the actor playing Sebastian, the seductive heartbreaker. He begged her to take the role, saying she was the only one who could match his darkness. The chemistry that burned on screen was real, too real. The film turned their love story into legend, and then, slowly, into heartbreak. Because Cruel Intentions didn't just blur the line between love and deceit, it blurred the line between acting and reality. In the late 90s, Sarah Michelle Gellar was America's sweetheart, the fearless vampire slayer, the symbol of female power and purity. Then came Cruel Intentions. When she accepted the role of Catherine Merteuil, the manipulative queen of deceit, fans were shocked. Buffy? They asked. Playing her? But that's exactly why Sarah took it. She wanted to destroy her good girl image, to prove that even innocence can be an illusion. On set, she embodied Catherine so completely that crew members said she became scary between takes. Her performance redefined what a teen movie could be, transforming a pop icon into a dark goddess of control. It wasn't just acting. It was liberation, wrapped in lipstick, lies, and power. Not every scene from Cruel Intentions made it to the screen. There was one scene, one so controversial, so explicit, that it was buried by the studio before the premiere. It showed Catherine and Cecile in a private pool sequence, more intimate, more manipulative, and far darker than anything that stayed in the film. Early test audiences were stunned. Some called it artistic, others called it disturbing. The studio panicked. They ordered it cut immediately, claiming it would cross a line that can't be uncrossed. The footage was locked away, never released, not even on the DVD extras or director's cut. Rumor has it that only a handful of people have ever seen it since. Whether that's true or not, one thing's certain. Cruel Intentions wasn't just a movie about secrets. It had secrets of its own. The ending of Cruel Intentions is unforgettable, Catherine exposed, and that haunting walk of revenge set to bittersweet symphony. But here's the weird part. That song was never planned. The editor added it accidentally as a temporary track during post-production. When the director watched the scene, he was stunned. He said, "Don't change a thing." It captured everything, pain, beauty, and poetic justice, in one perfect crescendo. What started as a placeholder became one of cinema's most iconic endings, proof that sometimes the best moments aren't directed, they just happen. On screen, Sebastian and Annette were trapped in a dangerous love game. Off-screen, Ryan Philippe and Reese Witherspoon were falling in love for real. They got engaged soon after the movie, and for a while, Hollywood called them the perfect couple. But the strange thing is, their relationship mirrored the movie almost too perfectly. The seduction, the jealousy, the tension between innocence and control, it all started to blur. Years later, when they divorced, fans couldn't help but wonder if Cruel Intentions had predicted it all. What began as chemistry turned into irony, and what was once a story about manipulation became, in the end, heartbreak made real. Sometimes, art doesn't imitate life. It creates it. When Cruel Intentions premiered in 1999, critics tore it apart. They called it sleazy, immoral, and a bad influence on teenagers. But that's exactly why people loved it. While adults were scandalized, teens saw something different, a movie that finally treated their emotions, temptations, and darkness seriously. It didn't lecture, it exposed. Over time, what critics dismissed as trash became a cult classic, a mirror of youth that dared to be honest. And today, Cruel Intentions is still studied, quoted, and endlessly rewatched. Because sometimes, the movies we hate at first are the ones that tell the truth too clearly. It was the kiss that stopped the world. Sarah Michelle Gellar and Selma Blair, in one slow, hypnotic moment, created the most talked-about scene of the decade. At the 2000 MTV Movie Awards, it won Best Kiss. The crowd screamed, the cameras shook, the culture changed. But what few people know is that the kiss took hours to film. The director wanted it to feel hypnotic, not lustful. Every glance, every breath, every pause was choreographed like a dance. Selma later admitted she was terrified. It wasn't sexy. It was weird. And somehow, it worked. That scene didn't just break taboos. It defined a generation. The moment innocence and temptation finally met, on live television. Nothing in Cruel Intentions was accidental. Every detail, from the costumes to the props, was a quiet metaphor for control, addiction, and decay. Catherine's rosary wasn't just jewelry. It was filled with cocaine, a symbol of faith corrupted by pleasure. Sebastian's journal? His only conscience, the last trace of guilt in a man who used charm as a weapon. Even the mirrors in the movie were placed intentionally, reflecting not vanity, but duplicity, the masks everyone wore. The film looked glamorous, but underneath the silk and marble was rot. Cruel Intentions didn't just show manipulation, it styled it, dressing corruption in designer clothes and calling it love.